Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Learning to Lose podcast with Patrick Ridge and Billy Brandenburg. Is that what your name is, Billy?
William Rudolph Brandenburg.
Tonight, tonight's a little bit more of a mellow night. This might actually be the shortest podcast we've ever recorded. How you doing?
Good night, everybody.
Good night. We just said, well, you go, how are you?
Me, I'm good.
Yeah, you seem like really good, actually. You walked in here.
Did you yell at me when?
On the podcast, I was like, oh, think about where you were 3 months ago.
Oh, the other night. Yeah. No, it's kind of like you said. I just got tired of being like selfish and scared and worried about third world shit.
Third world shit?
Third dimensional shit.
Oh, three. Well, yeah. Oh, and you've been rocketed into the fourth dimension?
I don't know about that, but I'm definitely feeling like less afraid and more about just being happy to be able to like show up for things.
Like right now?
Yeah.
Like, were you not feeling that way earlier today, or?
I've been overwhelmed ever since the breakup and even before.
Ever since the breakup?
The split between me and Angela.
Well, yeah, but that was
4 months ago. My shit still,
5-6 months ago. I mean,
yeah, but it was a lot. There's a whole kid and legal, and there's the business and the booking and my business and moving twice and here and there, and then fighting with Charlie, and every step of the way is, it's something.
Yeah.
And, I couldn't always show up for my life or, other people. So it's a nice thing.
There's something, like, I'm just realizing right now that there is something amazing about just two people talking. I feel like it's like too much sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we can just like really get into it. I'm sick of not going deeper with these fucking people. We need to be more careful who we have on this fucking podcast,
I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed everybody's stories.
Yeah. It's just sometimes people just get carried away, and I don't know. So before the meeting, were you not as good as after? Seemed kind of like after you got back from In-N-Out, there was a shift that happened. Maybe you ate that burger and...
I definitely do not eat enough.
Right.
It affects my mind.
Dude, if I don't eat, I'm like really not in a good mood.
Yeah, hangry.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not even like that I'm hungry. It's almost like... It's like fuel. It's like I don't have fuel. Like I can't start my day without... It's not just because I'm hungry. It's like I'm empty. And I need to just kind of like fill the tank. And then I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. But it's not just food. It's like I need to get some kind of like caffeine and a lot of it might just be like a mental obsession, when I was seeing my psychiatrist, he used to ask me, because I got put on this OCD medication, Lexapro, which is also an antidepressant, and we would talk about how, like, why do I like need to eat? Like I need to do certain things, or else my mind is just like
I'm curious why.
Like if I see shit on the floor, like I need to vacuum it. I cannot move on. I can't like let things go. I don't know. I think that like needing to eat or be on some sort of routine is kind of like a little bit OCD or something.
Jonathan's right. You always tell me not to say I can't do this or I'm sick of hearing it. You say it a lot.
Yeah. Like just right now?
Mm-hmm.
What did I say right now?
Can't start my day without eating.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can. It just seems that
I'm just saying that you pipe up when I say that.
Right.
So I'm just letting you know that you say it too.
Oh my God. But I'm like over here like doing so much because I believe that I can.
Right. But what's that have to do with what I'm saying?
It has a lot to do with what you're saying because I am a can do kind of person. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. So when I say I can't, like Jonathan, like I hear what he's saying and I respect it, but like I don't really mean I can't. What I mean is when I don't eat.
I understand.
Yeah, like you said, we get hangry.
You don't have to explain it. I was just saying that you say the same thing. But I'm a can't do person. You're right. Oh my God, I can't do this. Yeah, no way.
Right.
Is this even possible for me?
Yeah. So, and I am a can do person, and that's, you know, I think actions speak a lot louder than words. But also, I agree. Like I can get out of Wikum, will you do me a favor? Oh, fucking look at that. We're getting some fucking dope. Wickum's giving us some well, there's no guest, so might as well punch in. Yeah, so Billy's talking about like affirmations, like, well, I mean, if I go around saying I can't, I don't know though. The reason I say I can't think like on my own and I always go to the negative is just because that's just the way it always happens that way. And I always go back to that, you know? But basically a big theme of tonight was talking about I will. Like I will get out of fear. I'm going to thank you God for, you know,
taking away the fear.
For taking away.
Like now, even if you don't see it happening, you say that it's happening, and for me it's effective. Yeah. Thank you for healing me, even though I'm sick. Right. Thank you for the money. Thank you for all the money. Dude, I've been saying that for a while, and the money's coming.
Huh.
Try not to limit myself in speech. Yeah. So let's talk about something.
Well, I mean, we are.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about like, you know, not being able to saying you can't start your day without eating, or you can't start your day without being in fear, and flipping that around to saying like I can. That's like we're right now. What we're talking about is of depth and weight.
Yeah, I also, this is splitting hairs, but I don't phrase it I can. We can, like me and God or me and others.
Uh-huh.
And I don't say that I can, but I say, yeah, I guess I just try not to ever put the power in my.
Like, how dope would it be if we had like two guys with like roaming cameras? Like, he's getting like some serious shots of us right now.
This is very serious.
When normally, I'm saying, what if there was like one person on you and one person on me, and like the video podcast looked better? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just you do what you can, you know.
Thanks, Wikum, for the serious shots.
So yeah, I've you know, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but if I were to call you and tell you about what I'm struggling with right now, like as my sponsor.
You mean on the phone?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would say I'm in some fear about, you know, finances. And I
Why don't you try this as a sponsor direction? Just what we talked about. Thank you, God, for taking care of my finances. Thank you for the abundance. Thank you for giving me more money than I know what to do with. Help me to be responsible with it and do the right thing. And just start saying that prayer all the time. Every time you start getting in fear, just flip your attention to that. Well, I won't say just, but it takes effort. Flip your attention to abundance or even just something else. Like golden key or even something else. Because, your attention is where that's where life is. That's where your life's going to happen. I mean, I did that today, and it was good. I started focusing on the trees and stuff, and then my attention was no longer on what a piece of shit this person is, or that person, or myself, or
focus
whoever.
on what you do have.
That too.
I mean, I'm just gonna paint like a little bit of a picture for you. Like, so, say you have this new source of income and it's based on subscribers, and now, oh cool, you get a certain amount and then you start to see it go down.
Yeah, it's concerning and fear-inducing. Yes, I get it.
Yeah, so what would you do in that situation?
Pray a lot.
So like my thing is like get into action. Because the fear, if I know I'm doing everything I can, it helps me be less afraid.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then I'm actually turning it around. I'm actually I will fix the problem with sheer willpower, which is like the opposite of what they say to do in AA. But there is a balance. It's not that simple. And that's where the struggle comes in as an alcoholic. Is like, now I'm putting my energy into something and it's hard to stay detached from the results. But that's the balance, and that's the tricky part of life, is that we can't just wake up and like completely give it to God. We have to do this weird balancing act of like putting our energy, out there and doing the marketing and doing the jobs and trying to do your best. And then inevitably when we do that, we're like emotionally invested, and then we have to like detach ourselves. It's like a fucking balancing act. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, but I think that you can totally turn it over to God. I mean, I just read today, it's the spirations. There's two spirations in life. One is inspiration and the other is perspiration. So like one is work, but the other is inspiration. And inspiration comes from a higher power. And when you're inspired, you do fucking good shit and you're into it.
So perspiration?
Perspiration. Did I? Yeah,
like
I said
sweating?
that wrong. Perspiration. What is
like,
perspiration?
Perspiration is like sweating?
Yeah.
Like doing, like
exerting. Putting effort in, yeah.
Exerting energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is inspiration. I mean, I'm like filled to the brim with both of those things.
That's great.
Yeah. But I'm also filled to the brim with expectations and fears. But Wikum, can I see the video that you're talking about that people were like saying I looked like I lost weight in?
Yeah, you insecure fuck.
Yeah. No, that helped me. Well, because I have been working out 3 days a week with Mike, and that's been good, I think. And like just kind of trying to eat better, but yeah, for sure. So how is, like, where are you at with all your life stuff? Oh, when was this?
A while ago, actually. 10:26.
Oh, this is like not recently, and my boobies are jiggling around.
Dude, they're saying you look good.
Well, they're saying I look good on this post?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like...
Humility is the answer. I think we're going to be able to make some really cool shit. You can start writing stuff for people.
Yeah, this is like 2 weeks ago.
Billy, Rudy, whoever
I'm trying to inspire. I'm literally in that video. I'm trying to inspire Wikum. And that was before the short film. Wikum, will you sit down?
Yeah.
Let's talk to Wikum a little bit here, because this guy...
I don't know if he's humble enough to talk to.
Fuck yeah, dude. Get it.
Just kidding.
No, because Wikum just, you know, he just helped me accomplish like a dream.
Yeah.
I've been having this dream for a while now, and I feel like we haven't really done it. We have not put out like an actual full, like cohesive film, like a story. I guess we kind of did with like some of the shorts.
Put, like scenes together.
Wait, keep talking.
We've put like scenes together and stuff of like various things, but a one cohesive story. No, that's been a challenge.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like it's not just a scene; it's multiple scenes, and so how long have you been back?
I think like 2 months, 3 months now.
I don't think really.
I've never trusted my sense of time that much. So.
Yeah, I think that you definitely are like a typical millennial, and you're impatient, and like 1 week feels like a month to you. Does that make sense? So like in your mind, you're like, you've put in all this time, but in reality, it's like, okay, well, you've only been here for a year. Like, what did you expect?
You know what's weird is like when we record TikToks, I'm flipping the camera back and forth. There's like pauses when we talk, but in real life, it feels way longer than it does in the video. And I realize it's because like I'm thinking really fast, so I think that everything is moving that fast too. But it's not. Like I rewatched the video and there's no pauses. We're just talking back and forth.
Like, well, but that's because when we're filming a TikTok video, we're trying to be very fast. We're speaking faster than we would normally be, I think, because we're aware that the timer's on.
Right. It is it's a whole different thing. I don't know.
But I I really do hope, Billy, what are you doing?
I'm texting Daniele.
Oh, cool. What are you texting her?
That's 777 on Jonathan. And then she also got a passion fruit bush that she's been wanting.
Oh, she wants you to install it?
No, she got one. I didn't.
Install
I failed.
like
they
a
sold
plug-in.
out.
Yeah. No, I think this is good right now because first, before we talk about Wikum and his impatience and my hope that he'll be more patient and trust the process and just kind of apply some of the principles that we apply to his life and his job and what we're doing here together. Before we talk about that, remind me to come back to that. I just want to talk about how it's interesting to see the relationships within our community, like you two, and like you and Danielle, and like Wikum and Rudy, and like me and Rudy. Like we're all like having like ups and downs, and even like Mikey and Gus, like kind of thing, and like we're all. I hope that we can all like learn from each other and use this to use this platform and use like there are people watching all of us now. I'm not like a whole lot of them, but like I think it's only going to be growing, and I'm excited to be more honest about that stuff. Like I feel like you and Danielle, like I posted that one video where she was like put off by you or whatever, and I think that was like the beginning of like a kind of like a rift.
For sure, on my part anyway.
In your relationship with Danielle, but I think you guys can fix that. You can.
Well, my biggest takeaway here is the same thing. Don't throw people away. Because my first thing is, I'm going to throw this bitch away. She ain't cool.
Yeah.
But.
You should talk about that. People that see, I want what
I do that with everybody though. So I got to not, they're people. People are
Yeah.
People are people, and I'm a motherfucker.
And then when you
I'm kind of like that too. Like the cancel culture shit. Like as soon
Yeah.
as the shit goes down with somebody, dude, I'll fucking block on everything.
Yeah.
It's gone.
yeah, that Wikum did that to me twice,
Yeah.
and it was
Pretty brutal. I've had it done to me as well. It's pretty fucked up.
Well,
you even say like I'm human. Like it does kind of feel like that. Like I'm a fucking person, dude. You can't just fucking block me on everything.
yeah.
Plus, he was pretty bummed out the first and second time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
He's, like,
very
really-
sad.
Yeah, it sucked. and the thing about that is it's not even like the hardest thing. One of the hardest things for me is to just be like, okay, this person is they just need to like grow up, and I just need to let them go and just learn to lose.
I think that like right now, like creatively, we're doing really well, like with the short film, and I don't think that we'd be doing this well if I didn't leave.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
But that's what I'm saying is I have to just deal with the fact that you need to go out and like do your journey, and I have to just sit and just like get hurt.
right? But I think that part's like out of the way now,
Yeah, I know, but it might happen with Rudy.
right?
I don't know. Like it's gonna happen again with
But it's
people.
it's so like worth it though, dude. Because like the level of gratitude I have for this job and you and like everybody here is on another level after leaving.
Wow.
Because I worked at the Marvel trailer studio place, dude, just fucking cornballs, and like, and then I did that cross country travel show, and then I worked in my parents' office, and then I did graphic design. So I did like all this shit.
Wow.
And I was miserable, dude. Every single one of them, and I was like,
Whoa.
dude, Pat used to pay me to make videos, dude.
Yeah, and I
It's the
actually,
fucking dream.
yeah, and I actually like really want your creative vision.
Yeah, I think
Like I want you to like. I'm not like trying to tell you what to do. I want you to like give me your vision,
Right.
which is what you want. You don't
Yeah.
want to just be told. What were you saying, Billy?
the reason that you were so sad about him is he really values your creative input.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And everyone's. No, like, but that's how I am with everyone that I work with.
Right.
Like everyone. I don't.
You're like Kanye, dude. You're like, get these like young kids. You're like, and then you like use your experience to like kind of create like a mini version of yourself, and then like, and then
Is
like,
that what he does?
yeah, and then like the kids do their own thing, and then you're like, oh fuck, they're doing their own thing, and then they
Yeah.
like come around, and then it's all good.
Well, I'm not really. I haven't accomplished it on that level yet, but I think that you do have that kind of potential, and I think also so does Rudy, and I mean Ricky, and yeah, I think
Ricky, why can't you see?
I don't think that's how that goes.
Ricky, why can't you see?
No, it's Biggie, can't you see?
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's
your
what it
words
is,
just
yeah.
hypnotize me.
That's
Something-
And I just love
ways.
your flashy ways. This is why you're dope and you're so paid. Or wait, that shit is burnt. Yeah. I mean,
When was
shit-
that?
that's
80s or
big.
90s?
I mean, what kind of a?
90s.
Hold on a second. Biggie Smalls. That's his name. The Notorious B.I.G. Do you like the Notorious B.I.G.?
No.
I don't want to. I don't even like to say that. Well, first of all, you don't just say no to that question. Okay, it's not. You can't just say no.
I don't like him.
You don't. You've never heard any songs,
I've heard of him. I've given him a shot, like a fair chance.
huh?
Yeah.
What about Tupac?
I've also given him a fair chance.
Oh, you don't like either.
I just thought I don't like them. I just don't have my iTunes library.
What about this what's his name? Shikash?
Oh, Tekashi.
Tukashi.
No, I don't. I listen to like his early stuff, but his new stuff kind of sucks. Because
But wait, hold on. But you do like some of his music.
like maybe like one or two songs.
So, that's interesting. I'm pretty sure.
You know whose music taste is dope? Is Veronica's. She's cool. She listens to Pop Smoke. Do you even know who Pop Smoke is, Pat?
I mean, be careful with the mic. You're peeking. You're all over the place.
Do you know who Pop Smoke is?
No, I don't
No,
know.
I don't.
Whoa. She's cool.
Okay, that's great. But
Look, she's all smiling.
but Biggie and Tupac, like that's what he means when he says you have no humility.
All right.
That's a
Wait, what did I do?
It's a really good
Don't
example.
put words in my mouth.
No,
man.
but that's a really good example of like. It's like
Well, I
this,
was
like
just saying
Well, he's just saying he
Veronica's-
doesn't
No,
like
no.
them, though. So
No,
it's his. If
no.
he doesn't like him, he doesn't like him.
no.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, and I remember when I was your age, and I didn't have like the kind of open mind that I have now, and I would say that same shit about a lot of artists and a lot of bands, and then I later discovered things and was at the right time. It's fine for you to have not been. You haven't like discovered or heard anything that resonated with you yet when it comes to those two artists. However,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
I
like,
mean, yeah, I might in like
but
20 years or.
but like the matter of fact way that you say you don't fuck with like two of the greatest rappers of all time is kind of like, it's like it's like there's not a lot of
Well, I guess I'm not humble either because I don't even know their music, and I lived through that.
yeah, but
I couldn't name one song from either one of them except for that.
I mean, but the crazy part is that I don't really even like love that shit either. I just have like a respect for it because I know that to have made the impact that they made, it must have been good.
See,
Does that make sense?
I'm like that with movies.
Yeah. Well,
Like I understand that when I'm watching like Stanley Kubrick, and I'm like, dude, this fool had no VFX. Like he's like,
right.
You know,
even if you don't like the movie, it's like not even
Right.
about that.
But with music, I'm not like that because for like music, I just want to be a consumer. Like I'm already like a creator with films. Like I can barely watch a movie without like analyzing it and fucking breaking it down. Like I'd like to just be a stupid consumer of music.
What about this one? You know this song, right?
This album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing.
Yeah, Jessie was really into Biggie Smalls. She always played me.
Like, have you heard this?
Yeah, she's played this for me before.
Yeah, this is like the older one. I used to read Word Up magazine. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you're like a.
Like no,
I
but
figured this out.
No, but hold on.
You're
a second.
a musician.
Yeah, but hold on.
I'm not.
Yeah, hold on a second.
I'm allowed to be ignorant in music
no.
because I'm not like with filmmaking. I am that way.
We are artists. That means that when I see that painting, I recognize it. Okay, that means when I read a
Right.
poem, I recognize it.
Yeah.
So don't cop out on like that with me. But hold on. So you know that you don't need to like that song, but it's a good song, right? I used to read.
You know what my other problem is?
Well, here's the other thing: is he like if you listen to the lyrics, he's like really like a good rapper.
Yeah, he's a great storyteller.
Yeah, and like his lyrics,
tells a story.
Like he just rapped like really, really, really well. Yeah, this Life After Death, which is crazy because he like died. He almost predicted his own death. It's like kind of crazy.
What's that song? It's like, I'm a piece of shit, so I'd rather go to hell. Or
Right.
that song's dope.
Feel the strangers, if no money exchanges. I got these kids in ranges to leave them niggas brainless. All they told is stainless. You just remain this.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
You want to hear my latest
Cool.
hint?
It's just, I mean, like here's what it comes down to is like there's just so many songs of his. Like here's the thing is if I like gave you a bunch of mushrooms and like sat you down one night and like turned you on to like this type of shit, like you just like get
That sounds really fun.
you just get like woke. and I think you would need to reach like a certain level of like ego death and like be teachable. But like I was saying earlier,
But you know what my other problem is? This goes for like all art, is that I'm obsessed with just the most contemporary version of what you can make.
Right.
Like Last Man in San Francisco is the latest technology, the latest color grading, everything. And like I like to listen, and every time I travel, like when I went to New York, I would go to contemporary art museums. Like I'm not into like the fucking painting and the sculptures, like, and I think about why that is. And I think it's because like whatever art is being made now is a byproduct of the society we live in. And like I live in this society now. So I want to see what art this society produces.
yeah, that's
And like there, you could look back and
I have a different artistic idea. For me, I like the classical thing that spans through time. So it's beautiful then, and it's still beautiful today. I call that classical beauty.
Wow.
yeah, that's usually the best shit.
What about you, Pat? What's your
No,
artistic
yeah,
taste?
it's called timeless. I think I'm always looking for things that are timeless because
I'm not even sure what contemporary art is. Like, what's just give me an example.
So in like,
have you heard this one?
Armed and dangerous. Ain't too many can bang with us. Straight up, we no angel dust. Label us notorious. Thug ass niggas that love us.
Damn, that shit went so hard. Look at Veronica. Look at her. Like that was, dude. That's Notorious. That's Biggie and Biggie Smalls and Bone Thugs and Harmony. Yeah, I fuck with what Wickum's saying, which is like why I can't watch Barry Lyndon. I don't understand it. It's like too old. But then there's like Forrest Gump, which I don't think will ever, or Goodfellas or Casino or even like Apocalypse Now, which is also Stanley Kubrick. Or wait, no, that's Francis Ford Coppola. Or The Godfather. Have you seen The Godfather Part 1 and 2?
yeah.
Like, what, really though?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, see, I didn't really understand it till I saw it like a bunch of times.
I was pretty young, so.
Okay, so see, that's the thing is I'm actually kind of excited to like, and I feel like that's a part of, can you check that real quick? Billy, will you just press record? I can't be the one always.
Ask Wikum a question. Do you have an example?
Yeah, he already gave.
Oh.
Hold on, but he literally gave 2. You're not going to know. Yeah, like The Last Black Man in San Francisco. You're not going to know.
Frank Ocean.
Yeah, Frank Ocean. You're not going to know of any of this stuff, Billy. What does it look like? Well, Frank Ocean is a new... Oh my God, it looks...
So I hit record.
Neo...
Just record. Just push record. Does it say record? No. Well, then push C1. And then till it says record. Does it say record? It does now. Okay, cool. So like Frank Ocean, oh man.
What I love about new age contemporary filmmaking is usually these like fucking kids with this camera that they shouldn't own.
Oh, but listen, this is Frank Ocean. We're gonna get tased on this podcast.
I don't know if you should play this song.
It's not up to you.
Yeah, it is. You just chose all the Biggie songs. Oh. Why can't I choose the Frank Ocean song?
That's one of the dopest Frank Ocean songs I've ever heard. And you've showed me. That was kind of ill.
He's
that
amazing.
was incredible.
He's a gift.
Well, not
humanity.
incredible, but so like that's
Waiting
hell yeah.
for a minute.
This is like what Wikum likes.
Lady, so I can't
Jeopardize that for one of these hoes. I've been
You know what this reminds me of?
without
When I was
limits.
13, 14 years old, I was in Rancho San Antonio, Boys Town of the West,
Only one that's in control.
and I lived with
Been
Asian people, black people, Hispanic people,
but those I love.
gangsters.
Bound the ears to my soul.
I mean, is this song ever gonna come in?
And I remember,
Whoa.
Only I can mention this. Before I let you go, one last thing I need to let you know. You ain't never seen nothing crazy than this nigga when he always Lexapro. Remember that last time in Mexico? Remember that last time the episode? Asking me why the hell I text the code 4 times just to say don't text me, ho. Told you 4 times don't text me, ho. Now we finna lose all self-control. But you ain't finna be raising your voice at me. Especially when we in the Giuseppe store. But I'ma have the last laugh in the end. Cause I'm from a truck, I'll check the hoe. Yeah, I'ma have the laugh in the end. Cause I'm from a truck, I'll check the hoe. And I wish I would let it hit and fuck my life up.
See, like Kanye just comes with the right melody. That does it for me. But you know what would have been dope though, is when this
Lose all self-control, but you ain't finna be raising your voice.
is what I would have liked to hear.
So asking me why the hell I text the code 4 times just to say don't text me, ho. Told you 4 times don't text me, ho. Then we finna lose all self-control, but you ain't finna be raising your voice at me. Especially when we in the
That would have been sick, but he could never do that because he has to like keep it hip hop. But he could have went double time on that because that was so dope how he brought in that like the drums. That was like so fire. Like watch.
Yeah, you listen to music differently.
Watch.
Mexico. Remember that last time the episode? Asking me why the hell I text the code 4 times just to say don't text me, ho. Told you 4 times don't text me, ho.
But it felt like it was gonna go somewhere, but then it just like went. I don't know. But like this movie that he's talking about, Billy, this contemporary art movie. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
I'm looking at Instagram.
I thought you're not trying to pull something up to contribute to the podcast. You're just
I have nothing to say about what you're talking about because I don't know what
Billy.
you're talking about. Yeah,
that's not true.
I'm listening, man.
No, but you're a lover of classic, timeless art.
Yeah.
So pull something up.
Oh.
You don't need to like. He just like gives up and like and like goes into Instagram. Like, what are you doing?
I'm not giving up, dude. You guys were talking about some shit that I don't know about.
You were literally just saying it reminds you of when you were in Georgia.
Georgia.
Or something. And there was like Mexicans and blacks and whites and
Yeah.
what were you saying?
I went to juvenile hall when I was 13, and I spent the rest of my teenage years.
Billy, are you
institutionalized.
serious right now?
Yeah.
But you're nowhere near the mic.
Hey. It just reminded me of a youthful moment when things were different, and you had this idea, like the way you dressed and the music you listened to, and your friends were something special.
Right. You're talking about Wikum.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was like kind of a dreamy time. And when I was living in those days, I was institutionalized, and I lived in a dorm with, fucked up kids from juvenile hall.
Right.
And I remember there was this Asian kid, Vu, and his hair had to be so perfect. It did this like thing, and he would sleep like this.
Right.
So he wouldn't mess up his hair.
He cared so much.
Yeah,
about something,
and
that
then
just
it was
didn't
like all
matter at
about
all.
Filipino girls. He was really into Filipino girls, and it's fucking weird. We had to all shower together, like in this big shower. I was like one of the only white people in this place,
right?
And it was just youth and it's being institutionalized, and what was that? The 80s. That was the 80s. The hip hop was really just starting to hit in the 80s.
Like what? NWA?
Fuck, I don't know. I was in one of their videos. You know that already, though.
Yeah, Public Enemy.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I mean, I was not in that world at all. I was like in the mountains somewhere.
So, do you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah, no. Okay.
So, one of my first one of the first albums that I got into was this album.
A Tribe Called Quest. Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, this is Snoop's. This is Doggy Style. This is like the triple OG. You remember this? This.
With so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of hard being Snoop
Oh,
Dogg.
that's hard.
Yeah, well, this is just a classic. But like when
I like Snoop, man. He just flows.
No, but like I'm in fucking like dude. I was in fucking fifth grade, and I had this album, Doggy Style. I mean, it was so like your parents just did not. It was like not chill to have this, to be listening to this kind of music, you know.
Yeah,
but I also was listening to like Metallica and other shit. But yeah, like when you're young, well, he's in a totally different time right now. It's very, very crazy to be.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine
to be a kid. But I mean, he's still like older than, like when I was his age, I was starting to kind of grow out of that. I was like, my mind was expanding to like, whoa, like there's so much more than just, you know, Green Day. Because when I was in high school, it was like Nirvana, Green Day.
It's weird because I was the opposite. Like in high school, like I was like really into rap, and then all my friends were into indie shit, and I was like,
yeah, but when
in
a
high
band
school with them, and then we were like really into like Fleetwood Mac and like Pink Floyd. We were really into that. Led Zeppelin. Like I have Led Zeppelin 2 and 4 on vinyl, and I have Dark Side of the Moon, and a couple Rolling Stones and the Beatles, and like I've explored beyond.
Yeah.
You want to hear a band?
But it's like you think I've never heard Fleetwood Mac before.
I never said that.
Just since
no, I know, but I just
there's a difference between like knowing some songs or like an album and like diving deep, like the
getting
way,
like being like 15 and just getting high out of my mind, listening to Dark Side of the Moon on record and just like staring at it.
Yeah,
that's fucking experiencing it.
Yeah, but the way you know Travis Scott, that's the way I want you to know Pink Floyd. Do you understand the difference?
Right.
I know Pink Floyd the way you know Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Every single album, it's a different thing. But like, I'm actually,
what is it?
But I'm not actually even saying that.
What's the one with the dude on fire shaking hands?
Wish You Were Here.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Live. I've watched live. I actually have the Led Zeppelin like anniversary 25th or something on Blu-ray. I watched that whole thing.
Wow.
And like, I used to play guitar and I was really obsessed with fucking Keith Richards. And
I think that, to be honest with you, I think that's why you're on a little bit of a level up from most kids your age because of all that.
Yeah, I think it was because of my friends back in the day. I'm pretty grateful for that.
Whatever reason. Most kids your age, with the exception of Rudy.
Do you know what the first CD I bought was?
What?
Can you take a wild guess?
I mean, I don't.
Korn. It was a Korn CD.
What, Life is Peachy?
I forgot which one it was. It's the one where it's like black and there's like a weird mask on it. It's like a... I don't remember. But... yeah, and I had like an older brother who like listened to all the music you listen to.
Yeah, older brothers can definitely help.
I had Does It Look Infected? Sum 41.
Dude, that album is amazing. I'm sorry.
Obviously,
dog.
like American Idiot and like Dookie. Yeah, dude. I've ventured beyond.
Dude, look at this fucking album cover, bro. I mean, this is so like almost just like not chill. This is their first.
I can't see it.
This is their first album cover.
Who?
Korn.
Can I see it? I can't.
It's a little kid on a swing, and there's like a fucking dude behind her, like looming with like a knife.
Right.
It's so not chill.
I remember listening to Rob Zombie, and my uncle had to have like a conversation with my mom that I was listening to devil music.
Dude, when this came out, nothing had ever sounded like this, ever.
I've never heard any of it. I like it.
Yeah, it's just hard.
It was so because the way that the bass was tuned, they played in a lower register than any band that had ever played. Like there's something called drop D. So like an E chord is a regular E chord. When you tune a guitar like the regular way, it sounds like normal. And then you can tune your guitar to drop D, which makes all the strings a little looser and like lower. They tuned all their instruments to drop C, which was lower than any. It was almost like, what are you doing? That's crazy. And then they played, everything was like lower, and the way that the bass rattled and the way they produced it, they just created this whole new thing. And I remember Steve was like obsessed. I never really fucked with Korn that hard, but Steve was obsessed because Steve just likes really gnarly shit.
Yeah, I think it's because of my brother. I'm into the dark. He was into like, he was gnarly. He listened to fucking like As I Lay Dying.
Yeah.
And like Avenged Sevenfold, AFI.
What were you gonna say, Billy?
I was going to give you a sample of what I was into when I was in high school. What really
You're like more than a foot away from the mic.
I was going to give you all an example of what I was into.
Can you do me a favor?
In high school.
But just do me a favor. When I mention that you're not close to the mic,
I didn't realize.
Don't overcompensate. Because you always do that. Like you get like real loud and real close, and it like peaks.
I'm cool. I'm here.
Yeah.
So
I'm just trying to correct you.
I just want to share with you all, since we're all sharing our first, like the music that really hit us, and we're like, oh shit, I want to know this.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to play a little bit because you're not going to know the music.
It's hard to put yourself in the time period, right? Mm-hmm. But you just heard
How come I'm
Korn.
not connected to the internet?
We just played Korn for Wikum, and you felt that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I felt everything you've played.
Yeah. I mean, I don't...
Do you know who Winds of Plague is?
No.
Incorrect password. Oh. What's your password? You have a new password.
It's an old song, right? Heaven 77, capital H. It's an old song, The Winds of Change. Or are you talking about
this was like my favorite song in middle school. This was so hard. Like that's what my brother would just blast in his car.
Yeah, that shit gets old quick because there's no like chorus or melody.
Yeah, I don't listen to that anymore.
Yeah. Like there's a time and place for that, but I don't know. I've definitely tried to like explore that on so many different levels, so many different times, and it just gets old quick. But like Atreyu, or like remember that Thrice shit I was playing you?
Yeah.
Like that's dope because they captured that raw power, that hardcore, and then they hit you with the melodies also, and it's just like you feel like you can like be in a pit like punching someone in the face and then like crying 5 seconds later.
Right.
Because of the emotion in the chorus, you know?
Punk really they do have this interesting way to tap into emotion. Like when Pennywise was on stage at NoFX and they were, what's that song?
Whoa,
yeah. When everybody's on stage and it's about their dead friend.
Right.
It kind of hits different.
I don't really know which one you're talking about.
Which one? What?
Which song? Are you talking about Bro Him?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, Subhuman. That's that OG punk. That's where it all came from.
Back when they were leftist anarchists. The good old days.
That's Subhuman. And then, you know, that evolved to like to this.
I don't know who this is. I recognize it though.
Slagwagon.
Do you know any of the old Chili Peppers, like their first and second albums?
Yeah,
I really like some of that stuff too.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic and
like Yertle the Turtle and Behind the Sun and Mommy Where's Daddy.
Whoa.
You know those?
No, you're going like,
it's like
way. It's like
you won't even you won't even recognize them.
They were like a funk. They were so whack, bro. The Chili Peppers, they wore socks on their dicks, and they were just like the weirdest. They literally got famous just from being like crazy, and then they like refined their art form and slowly over time became actually good musicians.
I actually like the early stuff where they sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Like Primus.
Yeah.
But
Primus are actually, they're master musicians. They're like so good they suck.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I just want to go back to this whole thing about like Wikum and like,
What about Wikum?
well, just, you know, how he's saying he's
Fucking Wikum.
stoked to be here and having gone through, I mean, dude, there was a time when I was like, damn, I don't think he'll ever be back. Mm-hmm. But like, you have enough humility. Humility is what brought him back. I mean, could you imagine burning someone twice and then having the humility to like come back just to come to the meeting? Like, I remember that last time you called me, you were just like defeated. You were just like, what's up, dude? Like, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm down to check out your meeting. Like, whatever.
Yeah, I was very defeated.
Like,
oh my God, I was so depressed.
But it was amazing because you weren't trying to convince me of anything. You were just like, whatever, you got, I'll take whatever. It's all good. Like, I'm just down to check out the meeting and I don't really have anything. It was like, you know, like freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Like you had nothing left to lose. You were just like living at your parents, doing nothing. And you were just like, let's just chill.
Yeah.
And there's a freedom in that. Kind of. Or I don't know.
No, I think
For me.
I think there totally was, and I just had so many bad experiences at other jobs.
Yeah.
I just hated it. It turns out I'm not very compatible with the workforce.
Yeah, most artists aren't.
Like I'm not.
But like,
like my brother is like slowly taking over my parents' business, and he's just crushing it, dude, with like packaging orders for water filters. Wow. But it makes me want to kill myself.
Yeah.
Every second I'm there.
Well, and you know what's funny is I notice a lot of that in him even now, like when we're doing cool shit. Like you're really good at like doing what you do, but then like he'll forget about like a video that we shot. Like you just like forgot about certain things that were really important that we shot like last week, but you did it today. I reminded you, and like you struggle with certain things when it comes to like being organized and like remembering all the stuff, but I think you're getting better with that as long as you're willing to like look at like you had your notes out, like went out and you were like adding the thing because you knew you forgot it.
I want to dig into Wikum a little bit since he's on the hot seat and he's really relaxed.
Dig in.
I mean, he looks like he's going to sleep.
Well, me and V I just took some of V's edibles. So
well, but before you do though, he did a job where you were probably really excited to go on the road and do the film the race car shit. The
lawnmower shit?
You filmed people race lawnmowers around the country.
I actually did that because of a breakup. I like did that.
But
so like the day Elliot called me for that, I was working at my parents' office and I was depressed as fuck, doing graphic design and like, I like hit up my ex, not Jesse, and then the other one.
Kaya.
No, the other one.
Which one?
Jaylene. I like showed your Instagram. She was like my girlfriend for a while, and
like when? After Jess?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And after Kaya.
Oh, interesting. For how long?
2 months.
Oh, okay.
And fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
And then Elliot called you up.
You took the job because
yeah. So I hit her up and she told me she was dating someone else, and I was already so depressed. It was just like the last thing.
So Elliot
hit me up literally like an hour after that, and he was just like, "Do you want to go on this road trip? Like, I don't know how much it pays. Like, I don't know or anything about it or anything." And I was just like, "Please, God, just take me out of this asphalt prison."
You said that to him.
Yeah.
You said, "Please, Elliot."
No, I didn't say it like that. Like, I
you
was
were
just like, dude, you're like, yes, like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's cool. You just wanted to go on the road.
Yeah.
And then what was that experience like?
It was the greatest and the worst experience at the same time.
Oh, really? Like, how?
You start in like Needles, Arizona, where it's 118 degrees and I'm just burning hot.
But
and the contestants are fighting and threatening to quit the show because they're getting treated so badly. And they're
by
like,
who?
Yelling at each other by the production. And
what production?
The people making the reality show.
Huh. And how did you get there?
I drove there. I didn't sleep that night.
So you drove your own car
to Arizona, yeah.
Like, that's the kind of production this was.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking lame.
But yeah,
I like pictured you guys on like a tour bus. You each had your own bunk bed.
No.
Like, that's how
we had RVs.
Like, that's how
from the 80s that were like breaking down the whole time. And like one broke down during a fucking hailstorm in Arizona in the middle of a fucking field, and I was like stuck there for 2 hours. But then at the same time, like, we went to like Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I did mushrooms. We had like a fucking great time in a different city with all these camera dudes that I fuck with, and I got to meet, dude, America is such a amazing place with good people. Like, so the contestants didn't have any money or place to live or anything. They'd ask people for gas and everything, and people would just let them into their house, sleep in their room. Like,
whoa.
They were treated better than us, the camera people. Like, people were giving them, they had too much food and water to put in their fucking carts. Like, and I was just under this impression of Trump's America, like this divided political fucking hate, you know? But dude, people are, even if they are Trump supporters, like, people are good, and like, this country's a good place. And
no, Trump supporters are all evil.
No,
we all know that.
There's some amazing people in this country, and this country is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So you were gonna ask him something?
That was interesting. Yeah. So you found out America is made up of good people.
Yeah,
or better than you had imagined.
And
anyway.
weirdly enough, like, somewhere along the way, I made a lot of progress over my ex. I don't know where.
Look, which one are you so bummed out about? The latest one or the
oldest one?
The oldest?
Jess.
That you were with probably for the longest.
Yeah.
But like, here's the thing about, like, you know, traveling and, you know, just going and just, you know, like, adversity and pain and traveling and like listening to different kinds of music and having an older brother, and so all this stuff, just, it makes you a more like well-rounded, like deeper, like woke person with a little bit more wisdom.
Right.
So that was all good for you.
Yeah, I think so too. And if I didn't go through that bullshit, I wouldn't be, you know, so grateful to be back here.
This is good, dude.
So for a little while there, Pat was worried about, like, you might try and check out or something. He was concerned for your mental health.
Right. I took 2 trips to the psych ward.
But I also kind of felt like that was... Can we hit that one more time? I also wondered if that was a little bit of a cry for help in a way.
Yeah. Sometimes suicide attempts are cries for help.
Yeah.
Usually, if the attempted suicide is in the home, it's a cry for help. If they
Like-
leave, they go somewhere else to kill themselves, it wasn't a cry for help.
Yeah, I mean, you know. Like, I think that was like almost. I think there was probably multiple reasons for you doing that, but I remember. Like, I feel like did you feel compelled to like tell people I was just in a mental hospital?
No.
Because you told me pretty quickly.
Yeah, because we've been in AA together
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
talked about trauma
almost-
for years, and like of course,
Yeah.
I was embarrassed about that for so long.
Really?
Yeah,
You didn't feel like that was kind of a little bit of like a badge of honor?
no, it's
Well-
really embarrassing.
I don't know. I think it's kind of like a. I think that's like something to say. That's like something that like proves that you have the capacity for like deep thought and feelings, and to me that is like a badge of honor in a way.
Right.
Like, I like to say, like, I love, like, all my favorite artists are mentally unstable. All of them.
I know. I think about that too.
It's not a bad thing. You shouldn't be ashamed of it. It's like, it's kind of like, yeah, right on. That's the kind of world that we're living in. And that's the kind of struggle we go through with having the kind of minds that we have. Like, we just feel very intensely, and it's like there's a fire inside, and you want to be great and you want to do great things, but you can't because it's so hard to, and we need this immeasurable amount of validation, and we're not getting it, and we want it, and then we're comparing ourselves to other people, and we feel the art, and we want to create it, and we want to get back. It's just so much.
For me, it was like a God problem, honestly. Since I was like 16. Like I was in Catholic school my whole life. I was baptized on altar server. Then at some point at 16, like one day I looked up at the sky and I was like, why the fuck do I believe what these people are telling me? And I started questioning everything. And then I started becoming really like nihilistic. And I started reading like Friedrich Nietzsche and shit. And me and my friends were like all depressed drug addicts, and we would just talk about how life was meaningless. And I still like, it's like hard for me to like get rid of that. Like there's like a bias in me like that leans towards meaninglessness. And like when this like we could just say, oh yeah, I was manic or I was on medications or I was crazy or whatever, but like if I'm going to give validity to what I was thinking about, like I think there were like valid actions for like what I was thinking about. Right. And I was thinking about shit that most people don't think about. Like, why are we here and shit like that?
Yeah.
You know, and like I was having a huge existential crisis.
This was recently?
This is when I went to the mental hospital.
How long ago was that?
March, and
Like around the time he was
that.
de-dipped, like around the time
I don't remember all that. So that was like a year ago or less?
this year,
like when
both times,
like while we
early 2020.
like when we were doing the podcast, when we started doing the podcast.
I don't remember that either. I'm really bad with time. It could be 2 years. It could be 6 months.
But what were
I
you
don't
going to
know.
say?
Oh, well, I was going to say that, yeah, I lean towards that too, but does meaningless have to be depressing? So what if nothing means anything?
Yeah, and that's what I've been dealing with too, is like existentialism of like giving my own life meaning. But my thinking was always, who the fuck am I to give my own life meaning? I have no like omniscient
hold on a
power
second.
over my own self.
Well, I understand your struggle. I understand.
And then I also like think about shit about God all the time. Like he can't be all knowing, all good, and all powerful. That's impossible.
Well, that's why he's
Because
God.
if he's, and I'm not trying to like be atheist or anything. I'm just telling you like what I think about. Because if he's like all good, all knowing, and all powerful, then why doesn't he stop like what Tim said, like rapes and the murder and death and stuff like that?
Because life isn't that simple.
Yeah, but are those necessarily bad? If nothing means anything, is rape and murder bad?
No, it's like an animal eating its prey. Like it's like nature. Is that evil to murder?
Yeah.
Fucking
we
were the ones who label ethics on shit. It's like,
right?
man.
Yeah, we're giving everything the mean. We give everything all the meaning that there is. We're giving it that meaning.
Yeah, I just don't think I'm qualified
Well, I feel
to give the universe meaning.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So therefore, all these things that we're labeling bad, they're really not. They just are. That's why God is all knowing and all powerful, because we don't understand what's yin yang,
like
positive,
what
negative,
is
circle of life. It's just like this crazy.
I mean, it's fun to think about, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whenever we talk about this, I start going.
It seems like a fucking cruel joke to me, dude. You're just gonna throw this like species of animals on a rock that's spouting through space. They don't know where the fuck they came from. They don't know why they're there. They don't know where they're going. It seems like a sick joke.
Maybe God's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why? I mean, why can't? I mean, we experience joy, and why do we need to know? I mean, why does there? There's no. It's just things just are. There's
I believe that kind of thinking stems from self-centeredness.
What?
Because I used to be exactly this.
First of all,
why did I have to be brought up in a life of pain? Why was I fucking miserable and suicidal since I can remember?
Right.
Why was I abused? Why did I go hungry? Why was I a misfit? Blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
how do
And
you
then
justify
that's
suffering
just my
and meaningless
story. What
existence?
about people in third world countries and shit that really die of starvation and shit? Like, if you start thinking that way, it's fucked up.
what does existential mean?
Inner.
It has to do with one's own existence.
And
Some people think
existential crisis.
It's an inner crisis with yourself. Like, yeah.
you don't know who you are or why you're here. It's kind of like what I'm going through all the time.
Yeah.
But what's weird is what kind of changed that perspective was my mushroom experience in the Sierra Nevadas.
Sierra Nevadas?
Oh, thanks.
Oh, you should drink water. It's good for you.
Right. It's just been just White Claws and mushrooms for me.
I think you might have put a roofie in there, though.
No.
Just kidding.
Your mushroom experience wet.
When I was in the Sierras, maybe a month ago. And even the one I had on the trip in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I took half an eighth, and I started to feel like I had a choice of how I responded to what people said to me. Like, they would say, the camera dudes would say something joking, and I felt like I had the option to respond in a positive, neutral, or negative way. And that was like a profound moment for me because I realized I had a choice and that I was making the choice to see a lot of things negatively. And
Amazing. That's an amazing insight.
and yeah, and people have told me that before,
Right, but you don't really get it
until
you
you
get it.
like fucking see it. Then you
Yeah.
like see it. And then when I did mushrooms the second time, I took 14 grams. I took half an ounce.
Why?
I just had.
That's the hero's journey, right?
I would just rather take it all at once than like microdose it, because I feel like that's like microdosing doesn't work for me.
14 grams? Usually a gram of good mushrooms will get you going. So
No, a gram wouldn't do anything to me.
a gram of good mushrooms wouldn't do nothing?
No, it's like a waste. I feel like. Well, maybe I just have like a higher tolerance to mushroom, but like it's microdosing is like a waste to me. And
That's not microdosing. Well, whatever. Okay, so you need an eighth to get going usually.
yeah, and the second time I just
How would you even eat that many mushrooms?
it was
They're
disgusting. It was so gross. I should have ate it with a sandwich or something.
Yeah, or made tea.
But I had to like charge through it. I was like,
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking do this.
Okay.
Because you should have seen where I was, dude. It was the
Was
most
anyone
beautiful
doing it with
place. No.
Oh.
It was in the most beautiful place. It was in the Sierra Nevadas during the fall season. and I couldn't have done it in a better place.
Yeah.
And I tripped, and I really, weirdly enough, started thinking about Pat. And I started to think about, like, I feel like we have a really complex relationship and dynamic that I've never dealt with before.
Never dealt with before? Is that what you said?
And just because of, like, our age difference and, like, just everything.
Everything.
Like, he's born in a completely different lifestyle area. Yeah. Like, we're just, you know. And I, like, realized that, like, what me and him had was, like, really special.
It is, isn't it? Now that you bring that up. I mean, age, culture, everything's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on some level, for some reason, you know, a lot of the Ridge employees, like, didn't connect with him like that. And they were almost, like, jealous of me sometimes because of that.
He was really tore up when you left.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I was fucked up too, you know, but, you know, it was my undoing. But, yeah, I started thinking about that a lot. And then, like, dude, when I started peaking on the 14 grams, I, like, looked at my nose and I saw, like, the stream of time. And I, like, saw it being linear. And I saw a beginning and an end. And
a beginning and end to what?
Time. Like,
just
there's,
time in
yeah,
general.
like there's an end to the journey and there's a beginning to the journey. And
not personal time, but just time.
like, I remember it starting somewhere. I don't remember it being infinite. The stream of time. It wasn't infinite. It was finite.
Huh.
At least in my experience.
Yeah, no, keep going.
And and inside these, like, moving lines of time, I saw people that I cared about. And I realized that, like, it's almost, like, so endearing that, like, in the face of this existential uncertainty of where do we come from, why are we here, where do we go, in the face of all that, the human species somehow finds a way to be happy. And I thought that was, like, an amazingly endearing quality about human nature, that overall people are pretty happy and they choose to be happy and they choose to fall in love and they choose to, like, make art in the face of just the biggest black void ever. And I thought it was kind of beautiful. And I was like, I have beautiful relations with people and, like, I want to be a part of this. And, like, that's something to live for.
Wow, so this is like you were really searching to find meaning in life.
For so long.
And you found some.
For so long, dude. Like, it almost, like, makes you emotional thinking about, like, how long I've just been trying to figure it out. Like, before I even got sober, like, when my parents trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with me, like, they took me to his, like, healing Christian priest in Sri Lanka who, like, healed people of alcoholism and stuff, and family members. And then he, like, tried it on me and it didn't work. And, like, then we tried this, like, Buddhist monk and he, like, came to the house.
Did you think it might have at the time?
I was so closed-minded.
Oh.
So I wonder if I was open-minded, what would have happened. But yeah, and, like, yeah, I've just been searching for meaning for, like, a long time.
Sri Lanka is where exactly?
It's an island off the coast of India. It's a country, though.
What else is close to it?
Just India, and then just ocean. It's a tiny island.
That's where you were born?
No, I was born in Torrance.
Oh, your parents were born there?
Yeah, and my brother. I'm the only American born.
Little teeny island way out there somewhere, and now you're here.
I think about that too.
That's interesting.
If you think about, like, a genetic... Dude, Pat just missed so much fire.
I know, because when he leaves, sometimes the, like, interview starts happening.
You know, I know exactly what you mean, Billy. I sat in that seat once too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fucking audio levels are all fucking low. No, I heard what you guys were saying when you went to the mushrooms, and the people are good, inherently good, and people are good. Yeah, I think.
No, that was what I was saying about America. What I was saying about mushrooms is that not that it gave me meaning, but like somehow all this like perfect storm of events of like this fucking stupid ass other job and like leaving Ridge and leaving Jess and leaving AA and leaving school, like all this like somehow ended up with me finding some semblance of meaning, which I've been looking for since I was like 16.
I mean, I think that it's all those drugs do is they allow you to like remove your ego.
Right.
Which is what we're trying to do with this program. It's all about selfishness and self-centeredness. And as soon as we're able to like let that, it's almost like those types of drugs put your body in such a paralyzing fear that you just like your ego goes away. You know, like
that's not how it's like for me at all.
But it kind of is though. Like you don't notice it, but your body's like, what the fuck is this? You don't know that, but your body, and then now your ego is just like gone because you're feeling like the craziest shit. That's what mushrooms like the toad venom is like a defense against other. It's to defend itself against other predators, you know, and it makes them just like what your body's experiencing on mushrooms is totally out of the normal.
Well, yeah.
Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore your ego has no place to attach itself to. You're just like in this like.
But I think it does a little more than that. I think it shuts down logic a little bit or something, so you can kind of be more conceptual, you know, and some other interesting thing. I think your synapses fire faster.
Yeah, I think ego death though is like just
ego death is fucking wonderful.
Yeah, it's like the biggest part of it.
I don't know. I've never experience I think it's so crazy to like try to pigeonhole something as like ego death. Like it's such a different experience for like every single person.
Yeah,
like what is ego death? Like only I would know for me, and then you would know for you, because some shit you can't even like put into words.
Well, I can sort of say what it would be for me.
Yeah,
it's just existing without. You're not sad, happy. I think you're just there. You're just here.
I think you're not understanding what it actually is meant to mean. Like, yeah, it's like that. It's like it you know, ego is a separation from. Like you're separate from me.
Yeah. And
when you do these drugs, like there's a unity that happens and like a feeling of like oneness with like. Everything. And that's ego death. It's like
that's so amazing. I love that.
It's incredible. It's like but I've done it so many times and talked about it so many times, and just like it's just a crazy. That is the closest thing to like spirituality that you can.
Oh yeah, like even the molecules in the floor, you're part of that.
Yeah,
you know?
I remember looking up at the car I was in, like this old fucking beat up whatever it was, and I was driving with these older people, and the acid started kicking in, and the roof had like one of those roofs that was like
the stars.
Well, they were like little dots.
Yeah.
No, but it was like, you know how like certain old cars had like cloth roofs, and like the cloth would like start to like not stick.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
and it would like bow.
That was like a bubble.
Yeah, it was like a bubble. And I don't know. I don't. This isn't gonna make any sense. But I was just looking up at that, and like I was just like tripping on the little dots, and I can't really explain how profound that was. But it was just like, you know, like stars and dots, and it's just a car, but it's just like everything, and we're all the same, and you just get happy
Dude, when I took the mushrooms, we were editing. I had the greatest insight into like my own creativity and like your creativity and like both our creativities. I was like watching. I like appreciate our relationship so much more because I saw it at its like best.
That's dope.
And I was like so happy to be there. Well, and then I saw your like creative like experience, and I was like,
wow,
yo, like let this fool like.
Wait, where?
When we were editing the short film, dude.
Oh, when you were tripping.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Whoa.
I was thinking about us more than the film.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was telling him when I was
something was happening.
When I was in the Sierras, like I thought about you like a lot of my trip. And I was like telling my friends, like, why would I think about Pat the whole time?
Because we have a really cool journey out of us.
Yeah, and like I was thinking about the like complexity.
That was the beginning of that journey. Of you just starting to be a part of this community and like this artistic community.
Right.
Getting artistic freedom and also having a pretty significant platform to do it on.
Right. But like, fuck all that. Like what was really dope was just like the ability, what I saw was like us to be able to communicate creativity. Because that's really hard to do, to communicate and like create with someone else. I thought that was the most valuable thing.
Wow.
Because that's fucking
the
hard.
flow you guys have. That's what you're talking about.
Well,
like
because for a long time there was like it was like you even would affirm that we have different methods, and it was this. It was like this thing, and I was like, nah, but like, so maybe you just like broke that.
I think I just trusted you more.
Pull that wall down.
I just trusted you creatively more.
Right.
That's what it was. I was just like, I like recognized, because I'm just used to not trusting anybody creatively.
Right.
Because that's just how it's gone down.
What a process everything is.
Yeah.
Look how much time and effort and all that it took to get where you're at right now.
Yeah,
and it's not even over. It's going to continue your whole life,
well,
right?
But that also is another example of like just like this ego. And I would always think like how, because I feel like Nate like got that really quickly because he was a musician and he had sort of looked up to the things I had accomplished in that world. But like with you had this like ego or this barrier, and I would always wonder like, how does he not like trust me?
Well, he did go to film school
knowing like what I've done in this other world.
Right.
But it didn't really mean anything to you because you were just like, yeah, that's just different or something. But it's just funny how like, yeah, like he said, it is a process and it takes what it takes. And for whatever reason, like you understand that like I've had a whole lifetime of like failing and learning and trying and just like looking at everything as art. Like everything I've ever done for the past 20 years or plus has been like me trying to package art.
Well, yeah, it's weird you say
Everything.
package, because I was thinking that too when we were on. I was tripping on shrooms.
Because you can't just.
I was like, he figured out a way to like make what's in my head like real.
Right.
Like, there's ways to do that.
Oh, you mean like with the short film?
Yeah.
Right. Well, we both did it together. Like you used us as like muses. Like you used us as characters, and we worked together. We went somewhere cool, and we used each other to like create something that was kind of real, but like we stretched it a lot.
Right.
Like, but a lot of the stuff in there was like real.
And you know what like tripped me out the most was like for like years, dude, like all I wanted to do is make movies, and like that like senior thesis short film is like all I had for like years. Like, This is all I have. This is like the only time. This is the only time I've ever done the thing that I want to do.
Yeah.
This is the only time. This is all I have. And like I've been trying so hard to like do it, and I can't. I would just fail. We would try and we'd fail, and then I would try on my own, and then I fail, and I'd just be like, the hardest thing to do with the camera is make a movie. So and then all I had to do though the whole time was just to trust you.
Right. And just get out
just
of the
do
way
the improv thing
a little bit.
And like that was like the confirmation that like I was on the right track, because I was like, I just had to just fucking listen.
Yeah.
And it happened.
Wow. That's
and
so
now
cool.
that we did it, I feel like all my dreams are more attainable now. Like we could actually make the things that I'm thinking about, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what were you going to say, Billy?
So this little film's your second thing you have now.
It's technically like my 5th or 6th short film.
Oh.
But there's so much dog shit in there. I don't even like show people.
Well, The Bear in the Tea Kettle was something.
No, that was great. I'm talking about like earlier shit I made. Like
Yeah.
you haven't even seen. It's so bad.
Yeah, but you said you failed. But that was something. And then
Well, there's
even
Yeah, what were you just saying?
there's this other thing too, which I've learned from Pat and stuff. Like as an artist, you want to do it the way you want to do it. It's not a reality. You got to do it. You got to like just accept that it's not going to be perfect and get it out there, or else it's never going to get out there. So there's like a compromise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's like a vulnerability aspect that's really important.
And like a compromise, you're not completely happy with it, but at least you got some of your ideas in it, you know? Like, or maybe you are completely happy. I'm saying with
You just
myself,
yeah.
I would be working on it for 20 years and it would still not be perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you want something to get out, you got to do it.
Okay. This is everything right now, what we're talking about, okay? It takes so much to achieve perfection as an artist. And I believe there are some people who have done it, like Stanley Kubrick. Okay.
Right.
He had millions of dollars and he, you know, we're talking about like a lifetime of failing and trying and until, but the other crazy part of that is like, there's something about like Orson Welles, or who's the guy that did Citizen Kane?
Orson Welles. Or was it George Orwell? I was mixed them up.
Orson Welles. He's supposedly one of the great. So there's a documentary on him, and he talks about the greatest directors are the ones who preside over accidents. Like that's the great. And I loved when he said that, because I feel like when you're, well, no other art form is like making films. There's nothing else like it where you, it's a true collaboration. It really is with people, with actors and camera guys. I mean, one person cannot do it. Two people can't even really do it. You need like a lot of people to make it happen. We did it with like very few. I mean, what we
6
did,
people.
which is kind of amazing because it was pure. Like you got to be super create. You didn't need to be trusting so many other people except for the people that were acting. But like this idea of like letting something, like letting it happen, and like, it's like so hard to explain. It's like watching the things, presiding over accidents.
I get it.
Watching it. Oh, that was cool. And then like guiding it, and then like, something else, and then guiding, like when you said we should just kill you during the daytime. It was like, oh yeah, that just like came because you were like in the divine inspired moment, and I was like, yeah, we'll get the light, and then they'll come home, and it was just like a bunch of things like that were happening, you know, and you like grab Rudy, and then she comes out, and then she's like, let me put the thing on my face, and it just like it's letting it like happen organically. But I mean, if you want to achieve a specific vision, like Quentin Tarantino,
Like
or
even her accidentally cutting her finger.
all
was an
that, like
accident.
that's like almost
Puzzle
more.
purpose.
That
That's
was a little bit gnarly. I'm like, ooh, I felt that.
yeah, that's
you know?
almost more fun to me, honestly, than like having like the perfect, like the Coen brothers. Like they're not doing that. They're like, this is what it's gonna be, and they're like master filmmakers. But that requires a lot of organization, a lot of planning, and most importantly, it requires money. Unless you can somehow convince 100 people to just do some shit for you on the strength.
That's the conclusion I've come to with this style of filmmaking that we're doing, which we might even be like pioneering, because we're using TikTok marketing.
Yeah.
And we're
For
like
sure.
using all these platforms to like
for sure.
feed off each other.
Yeah.
Like OnlyFans, and they're like pre-established characters on social media platforms like that.
Yeah.
Might be some pioneering shit.
It's amazing. And it's something you can do without like a whole bunch of money.
It's a cheat code is what I call it. It's a cheat code, dude.
Yeah.
You get a great performance. You get a
code?
great. Yeah, I think it's a cheat code because there's this giant gap
no, like cheat. Like
Cheat code. Okay.
like in a video game.
I love that it's like you get it finally. And,
Yeah.
and
Well, it's doable.
well, really,
And it's kind of cool because, like you said, you're manipulating real life,
yeah,
sort of.
and all it comes down to is, if you've tried as long as I've tried or you now have tried, you eventually you realize, like Noah's realized it, it took him a while, but now he's realizing, like, if you keep trying to do something, you learn, you need money. You need like a lot of money, or else you need to become a master animator, which is he's trying to do, which is my hat's off to him. Right. He's just trying to like make it. He's using the computer to create characters and make things, which he's far from where he wants to be. But like that's his method because he, whatever. But we're like, it's one thing to grab a laptop and like make a beat and like put some auto tune on a voice and like you can like make some art. But like with like a film, you need other people, like I said, and if you really want to do it, you have to figure out a way to do it. And that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to figure out a way to do it. And the crazy part is even what we did costed a couple grand. Mm-hmm. I mean, that place was $2,000 in itself. We had to pay the guy. I mean, right. I threw you a G because you spent fucking 50 hours of your time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so even on the level that we're doing it on, like that shit isn't free. Like, and then the computers and the equipment and it's, so
it's hard making movies.
It's hard. It's the hardest thing to do. It's the hardest thing to do. And all we're trying to do is figure out a way to do it. That's it. So it was always frustrating to me when you have people telling you, well, you need an actor, you need a script. And I'm like, dude, I tried that already, man. Like these people,
well, I think it's creative that you found a way to be creative that you can actually afford and do.
Yeah.
And like you said, it might be a pioneer of something because
I think so.
It's not. It's interesting because it's not fake. It's sort of fake, but not really, right?
Well, that's
what makes it kind of intriguing.
That's the other thing, that since I don't have the money to do it the way I want to do it, which eventually we will do it that way, I'm sure. I've sort of justified this new thing, and I'm like, you know what? Although I do want to make perfect,
I understand,
films.
When you're a bazillionaire, you can do that.
But what I'm saying is I've almost justified in my mind how this is even better because it's different and it's original.
Dude, that's
you
what
might find that once you make
that's
the movie.
trippy. Because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what if we like get all the resources and the money to do the Wes Anderson shit or the Coen Brothers shit, and we're like, we kind of just want to keep doing what we're already doing.
That's what I was thinking.
It's almost it's unique, but it's a higher level to play with reality on that. Like people, it was interesting seeing how people processed it. Like in the comments, one guy was like, "It was dope. It was like a reality show, but like a movie,
bro."
And like I related to the character, and I was like, "Whoa, dude!"
Yeah, because the other aspect is
man,
these people have a relationship with all of you guys, so they're invested already. It's interesting. It really is.
No, it's like
we're on to some shit, dude.
And I've always like, when you're hanging out with your friends and like what you experienced tripping in the Sierras, like you can't really.
Elliot, he's got like 40 days sober.
I mean, he's blowing me up too. He was in the meeting.
Oh, he was?
But I've always thought, man, it would be really hard to get actors to do the type of shit I do with my friends. It's something that's you know, things happen when you're with your friends that you can't really put into movies, but you feel it when you're with your friends and you're tripping and you've had experiences, I'm sure. I've always been like, oh, I would love to make a movie about that, but I can't, you can't really like write that type of shit. Although, like, if you watch Jerry, with Casey Affleck and Matt Damon, it's a Gus Van Sant film about them being lost in the woods or lost in the desert. There's moments in that film that are like, they're like, you could tell these two dudes are actual friends, and they're just like shooting the shit, and the way their banter is, it's like, it just feels like very real. And I think that kind of happens in Good Will Hunting too, a little bit. There's a lot of films that have like really good, I guess, improv or like things that feel very real, like two friends.
Yeah.
But then when you watch Pulp Fiction, it's not the same real. It's like amazing, but it's amazing in a different way. Or any Aaron Sorkin film, it's like, you know, it's a script, and it's very
right. But like those types of movies don't like want it. Like this style fits what I want to do with filmmaking, like, which is like capturing the human condition, like emotion and like drama and conflict.
Yeah, like when me and Rudy are talking in the room, like we don't. She doesn't even like finish some of the things that she was saying. She's like, "Don't kick me," and then she's like, "You're just like a lot of the stuff that happened in that little film, like it didn't. There was no start or end to the dialogue. It was just like little fragmented pieces of realness, because that's how life is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't get to finish what you're trying to say because someone cuts you off, and now we're on a different thing. Like when Oleg was talking about the door getting slammed, and then Veronica was like, she said like, I don't know, she just started saying something and she didn't get to finish what she said, and that's this is dope. I just hope that
there's one more thing I want to ask that's been on my mind before we close up.
Yeah.
So with your mental health and stuff, how do you feel about it now? Are you like, think you're good, or is there some, you going to be all right is basically what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay. As far as medications go, I'm just on one now, an antidepressant. And then I'm still just seeing my therapist, and he like loves the film.
Once a week or something?
Mine was like loving it too. He was like laughing, and I showed him when I got killed, and he was just like, he was like dying.
Because, you know, I'm thinking you're doing psychedelics and all this shit.
Right.
Is this guy an alcoholic? If he is, this might not be good, and this and that and the other thing. And
yeah,
I guess we'll just find out.
Yeah, you are completely in the right to have those concerns. I myself, I don't know. I don't think I'm an alcoholic. I don't know. I could be. I don't know.
Well, you're hitting the pen all day. Is that not something that's happening?
Yeah, and like, I just don't think I'd have to hit rock bottom, but I'm like not going.
You're not ready to go for that. Yeah.
I'm just not going. I'm not. I don't think I'm going downhill though to even hit a rock bottom. But maybe I am, and I'm unaware.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know. We just don't know.
Right, but like, honestly, dude, I feel really like the best I've felt in a long time.
Oh, good.
Like a really long time.
Great.
But yeah,
and you're in a good place.
Yeah. That's what my therapist said too. He was like, they seem like a really good group of people.
I mean, most of us are sober, and if we're not, we're like very aware of that thing. So it's like, you know, if you fall, like we're here. The weird thing for me is when I have friends who get sober, but they don't like do it. They do it like separately from us. It's like, why would you do that? You're like, why are you, you're not getting honest. You're hiding. You're doing it on your own way. Like you can do your own thing, but like, like, it's not like they're not my friend. They're like, they are my friend, but they're like Aaron Goodman, for example. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, if anything were to happen, you just talk to us and you're in a good place.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I think as far as like the suicidality goes and stuff like that, I think the search for meaning I've had is finally working.
I had a suicide attempt not too long ago. It wasn't really an attempt, but I did make a note and I did put a rope.
Whoa.
And I didn't give the note to anybody, but my ex went in and found it. Yeah, because, well, it was pretty rough. It was a couple years of fucking rough.
Yeah.
And there's a family involved, and and plus I've always been suicidal. It's like,
Same.
that's where I go. Let's just
Right.
check out. That seems like a good option.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to even admit that, but it's true. So,
But I don't think you should hate to admit it, because the more you talk about it, I feel like it could lead you, like you keep following the thread and you like really think about it, you might have a different perspective on things. Like my perspective changed. Like, yeah, it is meaningless, but like there's this mysterious beauty to human interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that? Like, what is these connections you have with people? Like, why, another human is the most interesting thing in the world. It's like another psyche. And we're
it is interesting. And
in the face of the biggest uncertainty, they're somehow trying to be happy. They're like celebrating the streets because Biden won, and like.
But if you want to get mystical about it, we don't know that we don't live forever. I mean, we know our bodies die. I mean, we just don't know. There's so much we don't know. Like, we know this much in a sea of not knowing.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even know that our existential crisis is real. We may have just created that shit. And we don't know that maybe like tribal communities and stuff, that before technology and cities, we're not pretty stoked most of the time. And that we don't know that there's just so much, and all we know is the time we're living in right now. Like, I don't know.
All that.
I could go on and on and on and on and on.
All that to me is just like, let's just try to have some fun.
Hey man, let's live, love, breathe, God, breath.
Let's just try to have some fun here while we're on this earth, and be creative and like do some dope shit with our friends. Like, that's it, dude.
Well, yeah. And there's like the biggest thing that trips me out about right now is the internet. Just the concept of the internet.
Oh my God. It's amazing.
It's this thing that like came out so recently, and it's just fucking changed everything. And like, what is it, dude? If you told somebody about the internet in the year 1800, dude, they would think you're a fucking witch or a god. Or like, if you show them an iPhone, the internet,
it wouldn't even
it's leading
compute,
somewhere.
Probably. Well, they think it was like
So
alien.
what the fuck do they have 200 years from now, like, that we couldn't even compute?
Maybe, but what's weird to me is like my uncles and older folks. I mean, I'm sort of an older folk, but they just don't even get it. Like, they don't even have cell phones.
Yeah.
You call them and they don't answer the phone.
When I was on the shrooms, I also thought about the internet a lot. I was like,
what?
When I was on shrooms, like, I thought about the internet a lot. And
It's
I was like, the internet is like, I love the internet.
Yeah.
I grew up on the internet. I
love that.
I like live in the internet. It's like,
that's part of why I love like young kids like Wikum, because they're so past, like, I'm dealing with people that are like judging this shit. It's like, dude, come off it, bro.
Right.
It's a medium.
Yeah.
It's like human beings.
right.
Are you fucking stupid? What do you only reason you're mad is because of yourself.
Right.
Because you're not getting the results you want. Like, check this out. I wanted to play this.
I just had a really I just felt better for a second because I was detaching myself from the results. Yeah, like, I just felt like excited to talk about how thinking less and wanting less can make you feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if we always want more, I feel like I always have a void and I'm never satisfied.
Yeah, and I think for me, it's a lot of it has to do with TikTok and social media, and hearing you say you've been doing it less is kind of like almost in a weird way inspiring to me, just because I'm like trying to do more. And how does that relate to learning to lose, would you say?
It's not doing less, it's thinking less. It's the awareness, it's the separation from self, because self is a paradigm that only knows the past, so you can only relive the past, just like he just said. And we need to be free of that to really enjoy the moment and the day and live life in a different way.
So example.
That was fucking off the dome.
Dude, like
It was just like off the
like
dome.
this is the type of shit that we're posting. You know what I mean? Like, and this is a YouTube video I just posted, and it's like, you know,
You're like a rapper, like a freestyle rapper. You're just like going off the dome.
he crushes sometimes. Like, you know, brilliant awareness, great. Like, there's a lot of comments on this video. Like, brilliant awareness, great start. These men around each other are the wisest. He just can't understand himself yet. And someone's talking shit about me. It's like funny. I'm the one. Like, this is my channel. You fucking. Like, what are you trying to? This fool's trying to talk shit. It's just funny. People think I'm like crazy. They don't think I'm woke because I'm like do a bunch of crazy shit. Mm-hmm. But like I'm the one that's like facilitating all of this.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, I love when you just have the camera on. You guys are just chilling, talking about anything, bro. Life, whatever really helps me. Also, a lot of people love to just talk about prayer and retraining your brain, catching, replacing negative thoughts. If you create just like a lot of people. How does Pat and crew actually look more drugged out now when they are sober? When Pat talked to his phone, it sounds like a crazy meth guy with a stroke on a 3-day binge. It's like a mockumentary on sober living. I bet they smoke a pound of weed, kratom, and copious amounts of Ritalin and claim sober because they only take legal drugs. I love that.
That was almost poetic.
That's funny.
No, but it's amazing because like we're almost like more high on life than we are than the people that are getting loaded because we're drug addicts and alcoholics, but we're like really living our.
Yeah, there's like a side effect of hanging out in this house a lot. Is that everybody else becomes boring because everyone here is so interesting.
And we're just so self-aware and like looking inwardly and like being honest, like high levels of honesty, like super honest. Yeah, it is weird. We're like really doing something crazy.
Sometimes like when I wear that Learning to Lose shirt, I'm like, this is a cult. Like Pat just went all the way. He was like, fuck a company.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go straight to the cult part.
Dude,
dude,
it's so weird because like, I feel like some people come in here and they pick up on it. And then other people will come here and they're just like, I'm good. Or there are people that are like watching us from afar, like my friend Kellen. And he's like, he didn't even like want to come to the Halloween party. Because he's like, this is just too real. I don't know.
That's sick.
I know.
If it is a call, I'm down. It's a sick ass call.
Yeah.
With dope merch.
Yeah. It's pretty exciting. And it's really just the beginning, honestly, when you think about it.
I like when you hit people when they're just totally not expecting it, like you did on that.
With you?
In DDA?
Yeah. Well, because I'm in my mind, I'm like, okay, I have a theme right now in my mind, and I'm like, before I even say anything, I like get my phone out and I go.
Right.
Like I feel like just recently or not too long ago, we were talking on the phone, and you were like, you always have like content. He's like, how do you were saying this to me on the phone.
I remember this conversation.
Wickham was saying to me, he's like, you always have like something to, and now I feel like you're.
Well, you told me the secret. He told me the secret. He was just like, just be honest.
That's it.
And I was like,
everything.
Yeah, and I was like, if I'm honest, there's always some shit going on.
Yeah, but you're just too scared to put it out there.
Yeah.
But now that you've been putting it out there, you've been given more strength.
Yeah.
You're like, it's not even that serious. I'm not that fucking important. And yeah, people might talk shit. They might not. Who gives a fuck anyway? we're only going to die at some point. Why are we all tripping so hard on like looking a certain way? Who gives a fuck? It's just weird. Like the more you do it, the easier it is.
I was weird is like I thought when I was told my therapist and stuff that I was like being really honest on the internet and talk about my suicidal stuff on the internet. I thought they were gonna be like, whoa, you should be careful, but they were like, they weren't.
Really?
They were like, wow, this must be a topic people are talking about.
Yeah.
They're like, this must be really salient. He was like, this dialogue is really good.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. And that's why that video of you and me went viral, because it was so real. One guy commented, he's like, I've watched this 4 times and I don't know why. And this other dude, yeah. And this other dude was like, wow, this really said the For You page. Like, like that moment is like affecting people.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect that to blow like that.
See, this is
Where's
why.
that, TikTok?
Yeah.
This
has 120,000 views.
I didn't see that one.
I only have like 3,000 followers.
Yeah, this is why.
Oh, it's on your TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
What's your handle?
WIKVM.
Wikum.
WIKVM. Oh, Wikum.
But with a V instead of a U.
Like ASAP Rocky.
Bro, how are you still not following him?
I don't know.
What were you gonna say though? You're about to say something.
I'm just saying that each person is important, and like I don't know, like I feel like we helped him unlock something, and now he's just like loose, and like you're just coming with the heat, and it's good because it's like he got real honest real quick.
You got 120 something thousand views.
My one imitating Pat has 230,000.
So wait a second.
On the learning to lose
you only have
hashtag,
3,000
the learning to
followers?
lose hashtag, I'm the first post, not Pat.
Well, how did that get filtered?
I don't even think he knows what that means. So like, yeah, like this is Wickum's. Like Wikum did this one today.
Let me understand.
Just watch this. Like he understands the internet. You know what I mean? Like he's using Rudy as a muse in that.
Yeah, how did you get her to do that? You said you were going to do that, or did you just?
I just told her I was going to make her famous and shit. She listened to me.
Well, she wants that.
She wants to do it too. Yeah.
No, it's beautiful.
But look at this one. Look at this one. Kissing Rudy for the first time. Her telling me she likes someone else. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Me kissing Rudy for the first time?
Dude, that like ruined my day, dude. Posting that Nest Cam video was one of the hardest things I've like done in a long time.
Rejected on camera. Watch him try to kiss her. Watch.
No, I can't right now. I can't right now. I just can't.
It's like so hard for me to like even watch.
Wow, that must have been hard to post.
It ruined my day.
This fool grabbed the footage from the Nest Cam. See, this is why, like, you know, like
I see. He's like, he lives in the internet. His mind is internet.
Yeah. Look.
Marriage is hard, you know, and I'm sore and she's not. It works, and like, that's okay. Veronica, when are you gonna stop doing mushrooms?
When are you gonna stop doing mushrooms?
It's just like, it's like hard for me, you know?
That's hilarious.
So I can't believe
good.
you're not following. I'm gonna just send you this. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean, he just jumped right in, and it's almost been like.
So you had 3,000 followers, but you get huge views on certain videos.
Yeah, it's possible.
Why is that?
It's getting on people's For You. I looked at my analytics, and only 4% is from my followers. The rest is all from the FYP.
Yeah,
which is fucking crazy.
And they do it. The app does
The
that.
algorithm, yeah. It like somehow knows who follows Pat and who would know. Like people were like, "Whoa, like I've seen this guy on my For You page before. Like, how does it?"
He's using us, but this one you have to have her eating. We got to do a good one.
Yeah, I kind of was just like playing with it.
Yeah. So, but like, you know, there's something about like, so you need to get to the point like right away. Right. So you have to imagine people are scrolling right on their For You page. So like that's the mistake that like I think DDA and like Billy make is like, even though DDA has over 100,000, but that's just because he's super hot,
Dude.
and like,
Instagram.
and he's just talking about, I don't know. I kind of put him on, and he started doing it a lot. He stayed consistent, and he hit it with us at like a good time, but he's not growing like past one, whatever. It doesn't matter. He's great. We love him, but getting to the point quickly is important. Do you know what I'm saying? So he just, you want to say the thing, but also like filming, not just.
I agree and don't agree. It depends what you're putting out there. He's
Yeah.
putting out what people love and eat up. I'm putting out some bullshit.
Yeah, but it's also the music. No, you're not, because
Some people like my.
you're not
bullshit.
putting out bullshit. You're putting out a lot of,
the biggest video right now that's trending for me is just me and Pat talking to each other.
yeah, like this one.
So my psychiatrist wants me to be sober. Kind of fucked me up a little bit. What do you think about that?
I couldn't hurt.
Right.
You know?
You just reminded me of your dad when you did that.
Jump on the train, brother.
I mean, I'm at the right place.
Yeah.
But I want to.
Jump on the train, brother.
The comments are really interesting. Like, one of them was the energy in this house is like such positive, supportive energy, and
Well, I get both.
like people. A lot of them are really positive things, which is weird because I don't get as much hate as Rudy, dude. I'm a hypocrite. I read all my comments and like they're chill.
Well, yeah, but you haven't. Yeah, but he didn't put himself out there the way she did with the.
No, but they were hating on her before that.
Right. Well, there's this fucking weird, man. Like, what's kind of crazy? Like, these fucking people, they see your the truth. Like, you're getting really honest. You're not really like faking it,
Right.
and they see that. And I sometimes am, and Rudy is sometimes. I think. I don't know. I just think that there's. Like, I push it sometimes, but that's also how it grows quicker. But then people get mad because they're seeing me fighting a lot or complaining a lot. But I don't know. I just think that once you start getting up into the 50,000, 100,000, you're gonna just get a lot of hate. That's just it.
All right.
That's just how it goes. Like, in the beginning, it was really awesome for me too, and then once you get up into those higher numbers, there's just too many people that are just like mad that you're popular, and they're like, they don't like that they're seeing something that's real. It's like weird. It's like you can get away with joking about anything, but as soon as you're doing something that's like real, people want to like weigh in on it and have an opinion about it. It's crazy.
That is weird.
It is kind of weird because they're not. It's like, but wait a second. You just watched 10 other videos of someone pranking their wife or doing some dumb fucking dance or like.
Why can't I be honest for like a second?
Yeah, like, or why can't we just have like a argument? Like, well, because I guess because in real life when people have arguments, they get angry at the other person and they don't. It's difficult for people to forgive each other. And that's why our nation is so divided right now, because we can't have disagreements and just like let people be. So they watch the realness and they form an opinion about who's right or who's wrong, and they have to like be a part of that argument and say.
But I do think it's getting better. Like, think about the culture of the TikTok comments versus YouTube comments versus Facebook comments.
Right.
Facebook is just negative, toxic bullshit, right?
Really?
But like TikTok, when you look at some comment sections, they're like, guys, stop making fun of her. And that's like the top comment, or like,
Right.
don't body shame, or like,
or it's like, yo, great, good job here, but like this is not shit. It's not like all negative.
dude,
it's
the
like,
Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the first one was just the N-word, just the whole time. Do you know what I mean? like
what do you mean?
Everything's gotten better. Like people don't do that shit anymore.
Right.
Like people, they don't say the N-word on TikTok. They just know that amount of hate is gone.
Yeah.
Call
Well,
of Duty, after George Floyd, Call of Duty changed their entire, after years where you can't have any a racial or hate slurs in your gamer tag or anything, and they'll filter you out and they'll block you if you do.
Wow.
After George Floyd, that's everybody in the Call of Duty community was they're 10 years late. But I think online community is getting better, and whatever's after TikTok is probably going to be even nicer.
It's just weird how, what stops a video? Yeah, I guess because we're in a niche. I just recently saw someone, this guy, he got 500,000 followers in 2 days from a video that just blew. Why? How do you get that? It has to be accessible across the board.
Yeah.
That's why the one I did about walking into the room and just saying yo, my stepmom subscribed. It's not, you don't have to be sober. You don't have to know what OnlyFans is. You don't have to know. It's just it's accessible. But when it's about sobriety, or even if it's just me and Veronica fighting, I feel like kids don't really fuck with that. There's just this one video. Have you seen the one where the school nurse gives the kid the ice?
All right, guys, I'm going to check
All
out.
right. It was great. This was really great. This was supposed to be short, and it's already been over 2 hours. Thanks for listening.
All right.
I want to keep talking about this.